discovered murder might be on the menu in Macon.
I was shocked, like everybody.
Over the course of 6 years, 4 of Anjette's immediate family members had died from what appeared to be natural causes. Her first husband, Ben Lyles, her second husband, Joe Gabbert, her mother-in-law, Julia Lyles. No one grew suspicious until the death of Anjette's oldest daughter, Marcia.
To kill a 9-year-old child takes a very special sociopathic mind.
In May 1958, Bibb County deputies arrested Anjette Lyles and charged her with the murders of all 4 family members. But how had she done it?
It was just something anybody could buy at the hardware store.
When investigators searched her home, they found voodoo paraphernalia, candles, potions, and powders, along with bottles of taro ant killer, a pesticide containing arsenic, the same chemical found in the body of each of Anjette's dead family members after fresh toxicology tests.
It was hard to imagine anyone killing people that they were supposed to love.
A medical examiner later testified that small doses of arsenic had been administered to all 4 victims over time, most likely disguised in food and drink.
How could she do that? Well, it was money. The root of all evil, money.
That October, Anjette's trial began here at the Bibb County Courthouse, drawing in hundreds of spectators and reporters from around the world.
Well, it was on the news and in the papers. It was everywhere. Many, many people were there.
This was a sensational trial because Anjette was charged with murdering her 9-year-old daughter by arsenic poisoning.
Former state judge Bill Adams' father co-prosecuted the case in 1958 after the district attorney recused himself for being a distant relative of Anjette's.
The theory of the case was Anjette was doing this for the money, for life insurance money.
During the week-long trial, the prosecution presented the jury with evidence that Anjette had spent money like, quote, a drunken sailor, reportedly buying herself a new white Cadillac with her second husband's insurance payout.
And they were able to prove that she had done some funny business, if you will, with the way some of the life insurance matters had been handled.
The prosecution also brought in a handwriting expert who testified the signature on Julia Lyle's will had been forged.
And she thought she could charm this all-male jury into believing her when she said she did not do this.
But in the end, she couldn't. Anjette clutched her small white Bible in a Bibb County Superior courtroom and listened to the guilty verdict before being sentenced to death.
She was never executed because the governor, some said, did not want to sign a death warrant for a white woman.
Anjette was later deemed insane by a group of psychologists and spent the rest of her days at Central State Hospital in Milledgeville, where people say, ironically, she worked in the kitchen.
I feel it's part of Macon's kind of tarnished history that people don't like to speak about.
In 1977, at age 52, Anjette Lyles died of a heart attack. And even though she was responsible for her first husband and oldest daughter's deaths decades before, they all lie together eternally at Coleman's Chapel Cemetery in Wadley.